welcome YouTubers. We are here with the Final Lap Weekly, youtube.com/the Final Lap. Toby's there waving and doing really old movie stuff because we could do video now,
but it's okay.
I guess. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and do all that fun YouTube stuff. We've got the button there. We noticed mash that bell. In the last few weeks, we've gained some subscribers. We've had a bunch of new views, so we appreciate everybody joining in on the fun here or over at youtube.com/the Final Lap. And this week, we are going to break down Sonoma Raceway a little bit earlier in the year than normal. It's kind of more like a mid-June situation, but this year, no, start of June.
Yeah, kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, and I want to talk about sheep, because that's my favorite topic when it comes to NASCAR auto racing. I want to talk about sheep. Sheep, yeah. Doesn't everybody? Okay.
Sure, man, go for it.
Did you know, right there, Toby Christie of TobyChristie.com fame, that 3,000 sheep live at the track to naturally maintain the grass areas, which I don't understand because the grass is pretty much dead.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were going with this. That's interesting. I did not know that, actually.
Well, leave it to me to pull that stat out, right?
And there are photos of the track during the early parts of the spring where it is actually totally green.
Okay.
If they ran the race earlier in the year, we'd have a cool green Sonoma Raceway.
Instead, it looks desolate.
Yeah, it looks desolate, dead, just gravel,
just
tumbleweeds.
Sad. Yeah.
Just dry. It feels dry. It just doesn't seem good.
As if, like, 3,000 sheep might have eaten it.
That's what's happening. Eat all of our green grass, please. We gotta look brown here. They need Sunday. That's what they need.
GetSunday.com/TFLW is what they need right there.
Totally.
They get this huge shipment of boxes.
Yeah, just send them something.
They're out there with, individual hoses and the bags attached to them. So, place opened in 1968.
That's a fact I did not know.
Yeah, I'm usually filled with those. Place opened in 1968. 1.99 miles in length. Are they going with the Indy Car course this time?
They're going with the carousel this year.
Okay. All right. So that is different, though. Over there on the back portion of it. Okay. Just checking. We've got, 90 laps. It used to be 110, but I guess they've, they got other things to do, so they shaved off a bunch of laps.
Well, of course.
226.8 miles, or of course 350 kilometers, because this is one of the races that NASCAR or the tracks or whatever, them in Phoenix like to do kilometers because they're right there on the border with Canada.
Yeah. We should, since they're shaving off laps like that, we ought to get Manscaped to sponsor that part of things.
True, absolutely.
See, working all of our old sponsors into this.
Yeah, they're not even paying for this. You're kind of giving away the farm here.
And then when it's time for the excitement in the last few laps, throw in that blue chew, man. You're all set.
Right. Stages look like this, 20, 40, and 90.
Man, that's awesome.
And you got some crazy elevation changes ranging from 14 feet to 174 feet in turn 3A. Now, here's the question I have. What happens from 0 to 14? They just start at 14?
What?
Or is this like sea level? So the track starts at 14 feet above sea level, and then it goes to 174 feet above. I didn't get this. This is,
You're asking me questions that are out of my pay grade. I don't know what you're talking about anymore.
Do you know the keys to winning at this track, though? You're Mr. TobyChristie.com.
Yes. Usually you want to have a good strategy. So you want to plan your fuel mileage, and you want to pit as early as you can, actually. Usually, at most tracks, you don't want to pit early because you don't want to get trapped a lap down.
So one lap, they're coming in.
Hey, if you can make it work, go for it.
Okay.
So that's a big thing. You're going to see a lot of varying strategies. Of course, stages will kind of ruin some of the possible strategies we could have had.
Right.
But you also want to brake wisely, as drivers, of course, will brake over 800 times and shift over 1,600 times, Kerry, over the course of this race. So a lot of mistakes can be made there. A lot of parts could fail. That's something very important.
I would not want to be a transmission.
No, definitely not. Certainly not. Transmission lives matter, man, and we got to make sure that they're okay this weekend.
Now, normally, if we were just doing the podcast, I think we would get a call in from the transmissions.
Guys.
Right. That doesn't work
on
video. Yeah, please stop. Ow! Ow! 1,600 times. All right, so
that's a lot.
And staying on the racetrack is usually a good idea too, right?
Yeah, definitely, especially with the crazy hills and stuff they have there. You get off track, you go up on one of those, you're done for. So
yeah,
you definitely want to stay on the track.
When I've played the video game of this track, I cannot stay on the track to save my life. I go up that first hill, and I go flying into the grandstands, killing a bunch of people. It's just not pretty.
It's not good. We need to get a way to stream you doing that to the YouTube channel. I think the people would love to see it.
I just gave away what I do, basically. And then I get up and over the hill, and I go down, and that part where you have to barely nick the fence, I slam into that, and it's just... I think at one point I did
you online before, and it's pretty.
One point I think I hit a hill and I did a pirouette in midair, and it was crazy.
That's skill. That's almost more skillful to do it that way.
I would think. All right, check out all the Cup Series road course action Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern on FS1. Now the Xfinity Series guys are over there road course racing at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, and that's on Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
FS1.
Blah.
Blah, blah.
It's been a while since we blahed.
It has been. Where's Talladega, man? Come on.
I know. It should be every other race.
It really, really should. We need more big one melee pileup crash videos.
Right. And then at the end of the season, we would need pictures of all the heaping piles of metal.
Yeah, and a big, just rundown of how much it cost to fix every car that was damaged this year.
Dale Jr.'s graveyard is just, stacks and stacks of cars.
Up every year.
All right, drivers ripping it up at the road course at Sonoma.
Wow.
We've got 3.
Okay.
We begin with Kevin Harvick, who has 1 win, 6 top 5s, 10 top 10s, and his average finish is 12.7. Think of all the racing he has done at that track, and that's his pitiful stats.
Yeah, that is actually kind of weird. You would think that it would be better than that. Kyle Busch, 2 wins at this racetrack, 5 top 5s, 7 top 10s, and an average finish of 15.3.
And finally, wrapping up this huge, massive list is Martin Truex Jr. And this is actually pretty impressive, sort of, kind of. I'll tell you why in a second. 3 wins. That's impressive. But only 4 top 5s and 5 top 10s. In his entire career, 18.1 is his average finish. So I think those wins have come as of late, have they not?
They have, yeah.
Right. So the rest of those, not so good.
No, but we were talking about how it should be a better career for Kevin Harvick at this racetrack.
Yeah.
Among active drivers, he has the best average finish at this track of anyone.
Well, I could see that.
Can you imagine who second place is? Do you know who it is off the top of your head?
Well, is it Kyle there in 15.3?
No. It's somebody who has a 12.8.
Wow.
So very close to Kevin Harvick. Who would you think would be really close to Kevin Harvick to be on the top of one of these lists?
Well, Chase?
No.
Okay.
Ryan
Tony?
Newman.
Oh, you have to be active. Okay. Ryan Newman. Interesting.
I would never guess that.
No, not with his
but 2 top 5s, 8 top 10s for him.
Yeah.
Another guy who's been pretty sneaky good at this track as well that I didn't realize, Eric Jones. 3 starts, 2 top 10s, average finish 13.3.
Okay. Now, other drivers to take a look at, and definitely we've mentioned Chase Elliott. I mean, the guy is a road course ace. He's won pretty much all of them to date in the last few years, but not this track, so that's interesting. And, of course, Michael McDowell has proven a pretty decent road course racer.
He has. His finishes here aren't impressive. He doesn't have a top 10, but that team has been firing on all cylinders this year. They've been head and shoulders above where they've been in the past, so he might get that first top 10 at Sonoma this weekend. Another guy we didn't mention in our list of winners, Kurt Busch.
Oh.
He has 1 win at this track, 7 top 5s, 10 top 10s, and an average finish of 13.6 as well.
All right, way to pull that stat out. Love it.
Boom.
All right, we are wrapping up both the YouTube segment and the podcast at the same time, so appreciate you listening on the podcast, and of course, liking, subscribing, and all that fun stuff over at youtube.com/thefinallap. Up next, we've got Rowdy Dragon and your NASCAR fantasy picks here on TFLW.
Whoa!